Hello and welcome to my Twin Flame Tarot reading. I am moving right along here with Capricorns. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm so excited to be here with you. And I'm just going to jump right into it. Actually, first, I'm going to pull an Angel Oracle card, an Archangel Oracle card. Okay, and we got spread your wings. Do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you are ready to soar, Capricorn. Love it. Thinking we should just go ahead and pull two, and we have gentleness. Archangel Sandalphon. Be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. I love that, and I can really actually resonate with that right now as well. Capricorn is my opposite sign, so sometimes you can see similarities and also shadow, kind of learn from them as well. Really something to be learned in every single situation. So, okay. So for overall energy, we'll pull a few cards to the side. Okay. Okay. So I do sort of read reversals in a way, but I don't always think it means opposite. So I like to turn them around and get the meaning a little bit more and then think about how it relates to being, upside down, which, like I said, sometimes can just mean this is upcoming, or this is not quite happening yet, or this is something that really needs to be focused on, doesn't necessarily always mean like the opposite of what's on the card. It just obviously depends on what is going on. So we kind of feel like we've been stuck in the same old, like, what are we doing? Like, we know better than this, we're stronger than this. Like, are we falling back into situations, that are not ideal for us? Are we just kind of feel like we're kind of going through the motions every day, like we're established in certain ways, and just kind of going through the motions, protecting the assets, doing what we have to do, and it's just not enough. Like, something's missing. You're like, what is it? What is going on? So kind of feel like you're stuck a little bit in certain ways, and if you're moving forward, it's just very slow, like all your emotions are into it. And maybe that's why it's moving slow, is because you're over analyzing it a little bit here. Sometimes we just have to just do the laid back, do the yoga, do the relaxation. And instead of being like so focus, hyper focused, we do need to stay in control, but we don't really even need to try to do that. Be loose, be flexible, and be very confident, because you have what it takes. And it's going on here where you have, you're starting to feel some really, really interesting things here. I think you've been doing a lot of work on yourself, and this is very evident. You're having things that you want. You're having the control, the happy emotions, you are making it happen. You are manifesting a lot in your life in certain ways. But if maybe you're still missing something, maybe there's still something missing. Like, what is that? What is keeping you from, make sure you're doing your inner child work, because it affects all of the rest of, once you go within and do the inner child work, you can come back around again with your new thoughts and your new, belief system that your childhood was good, that you are worthy and valid, and change those negative pathways of thinking. Like, we can transmute this. That's what you have to do. Do the inner child work. Go within. It'll be magic. It'll be like, whoosh, like the veil will fall off, and you will be able to see, and you will be able to make a lot of stuff, maybe that you were missing, happen. And it's going to affect every single part of your life. So, and it can happen very fast. which is always fun, you know, and it's fun to be there, to be at this stage. And, you know, like it's not like, oh, you're so close, like you're enjoying yourself and you're doing the work. But just keep on doing the work and keep on moving forward, because you're definitely, I feel like, going in the right direction. There's going to be a lot that's going on. You know, there's going to be a lot of things happening. Maybe I feel like a lot of people talking. I don't know. Are you fighting off rumors or anything like that? Like there's going to be a continuation of things that maybe used to would have got you down, but because you're in this queen mode now, like double queens here, you know, you are chilling. You're not letting anything bother you. You're the queen of emotions. Like you are so rich in that truly wealthy way where you know how to control yourself, Capricorn. So excellent job on this work that you've been doing, you know, on yourself. So let's just keep on going here, going into some more detailed readings. Remember, you know, your angel cards were spread your wings and gentleness. Okay, just gentle reminders, and that of course includes being gentle with yourself, because the way we treat ourselves is the way that others are going to treat us. So if you feel like people are being too harsh with you, you know, look inward to try to change, you know, that situation. So I feel like maybe you're being pulled in different ways. This choice is nagging on you. You kind of maybe just want to go and not think about it, do other things, keep yourself occupied. Okay, I'm not sure. Yeah, you got a big choice. You got a big choice, but you can, I feel like, don't feel like you have to do the same. If you make the same choice in one way, don't think that, oh, it has to have a certain outcome if you do it that way again, or if you make that choice. Like, know that you can make a kind of an old choice, maybe something that's labeled something that you would have used to do, but do it in a new way. Like it's whatever you do. It's not the choices that are being done, if that makes any sense. So even if you make the same decision, do it in a different way, or vice versa. You know, if you're making a new decision, you know, go for it. Just make sure that it's something new. I think it's a really good time to kind of, in certain ways, you know, you're there. You're at a phase where you need to take the next step, because you're very, in ways, I feel like you're very secure. If this is resonating with anybody, just let me know. Okay. So yeah, you've been making a lot of changes, and you've been doing a lot of manifesting, I feel like. that just keeps on coming through, and that's why you're having these new beginnings. You know, if you weren't to the point where you're having new beginnings, you would get stagnant. You would be like this. You would be like, and maybe some of you are, you know, I feel like these summer months sometimes get us into this mindset, and this like celebration aspect where people can sometimes take too far. But I feel like your changes here are just way too deep. You are really focusing. You may be tempted with that a little bit, but overall, just keep going into these new beginnings. You got the wheel and the world, you know, so you're not only starting a new chapter, you're starting a whole new book here. This is a great time for it. I mean, we've been having some excellent astrological weather, and with this right now is just kind of a little, you know, chance to kind of slow down and breathe before. And there's always things going on, and always things going on for different people. So, you know, you're into that. You're here. You're into checking out on things, you know, on things of the beyond. You know, it's about the practical world, but it's about how your mental and your spiritual can affect it. So your thoughts are very important. With watch your thinking, because it's going to be creating your life. It's going to be creating where you're going, what your vision is, how you end up, how your story goes. That's just how it is. You are tapping out little chapters each day. You are like this. This is your story right now. I'm knocking over my crystals over here. You are working on your story every single day. You are working on your goals. You know, you're working on your relationship. You know, I feel like you've got some action within your twin flame relationship. You might have been together for a little while. or it could be something new with all these new cards. But for some of you, I definitely feel like you're starting something new with somebody that you used to know, where you weren't quite sure about them, but you've decided to kind of see, if you can do it differently this way and this time, and that's why I think you're being very pragmatic, and you're being you want to be very spirit led. You want to be very go with the flow, but also know on the inner that you're manifesting. The inner, you're slipping through like portals, because you don't have to play by the rules as everybody else, and that is really kind of evident, I think, in the way that people may see you as well, because like I said, in certain ways, maybe not always, I'm not saying, when I say well established, doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be money, or that it has to be career, or stable, steady, really anything. But in certain ways, people see you that way. In certain ways, maybe emotional, maybe having everything that you want as far as like freedom and a different type of lifestyle. Like, it doesn't matter. But really, our thoughts are where we direct our thoughts in a certain way, and we move in a certain way, and that is what we get. So if you and your partner are hurting right now, and there's some indecision, just know that it's the work that you do. Like, you may not even realize that you're working. This guy, he's just kind of getting his shit done, just like going through the motions every day. Like, he's engaged, and I feel like that's where we realize every day when we're engaging with life, like every day, we're banging out our thoughts. Like, what we do and what we think is like so intricately aligned, you know what I mean? And it's what we do that brings a lot. It brings a lot, even more than just thinking things. But not to say thinking things aren't important, but the thinking comes first. You change your thinking first, then you change how you treat people, how you treat your everyday life. To monitor your thoughts and fill them with other, with new creations, new things that you want to think, and then it'll come out into a new journey and a new life and everything like this. Okay, so definitely taking new leaps, in some ways. I feel like you're getting over a lot of pain, a lot of torment there was. I feel like, and that may be where a lot of you are really, really stuck. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of negative thinking. Okay, so moving forward, okay, going a little bit into from the later present to the future. And I'm doing this reading for about a week, but if you see it after or it resonates with you, time is very fluid, doesn't really have a lot of bearing on situations or it's not for me to cut it off, that type of thing. So remember, you need to be open to your gifts. And part of being open, I pulled another angel card while you weren't looking. Part of being open to the receiving of the love and the gentleness and the affection and everything that we want, is being open to, is doing it, going within first and making sure that you're not blocking things. Spreading your wings and being gentle with yourself has to do with what you're going to receive, because you can't be thinking negative things, and you definitely not about yourself and not about your journey. Okay, think about how many thoughts you take in a day, and are they working for you or are they working against you? Okay, so your thoughts ultimately create your emotions, and then that bleeds into all of your relationships. So when you can control your emotions, it's funny, you're getting a lot of these queens. When you're able to control your emotions, then you can meet your twin flame, because they'll meet you. When you start doing work on yourself, and whether it's controlling your emotions, which is going into your inner childhood and changing your belief system and your way of thinking about the world, your way of relating with the world. Remember, everything is a relationship. So if you want this relationship with your twin flame, with your person, you've got to get right. This is a third party situation in itself, not saying that there's a third party in the situation, but the higher power is always going to be in between you guys, between you and your love, or any relationship. And this is not just, God necessarily. This is just like the universe and the energy and all of everything together, based on also how you see yourself, because everything is a reflection of the inner and the outer. So that's why from here to here, but also as like a triangle, to be really steady, and just taking those steps and keeping that balance, okay? Because you can't control every single emotion or every single thought, but that's why you do the work and go deeper into, the childhood, into the inner child, into the shadow work, where you're judging your own judgments on other people. Any judgment that you make on another person is somehow trying to tell you something. And usually it's something you believe, something you do, or something you are somehow attracting to yourself. Okay. So as you are moving forward, it's like, don't spill the cup, with the emotions, keep them, and it has to do a lot with your thoughts. So make sure and just jump into this new life. Spread your wings and fly into a new beginning where you're going to be very, very gentle with yourself and these thoughts. Okay? Very, very gentle. Do some mantras on changing your life. Your life is changing right now as we speak. Release, release, release. Release every day. Ask for help. Release everything that no longer serves you. Okay? Release anything that's holding you back. Release it all. Okay? And then when you set down your burdens, when you give your burdens out and push them away and give them to the universe or whatever, then your hands are going to be open to receive. If you're still holding on to the old stuff, you cannot open your arms and receive this new stuff. You've got to kind of erase that dry erase board. Think of your mind, every day is, don't let yesterday's old thoughts and patterns and stuff come onto your new daily board. Wipe it clean, spray it clean, get it completely clean. And the only way to do that sometimes is to replace the older, more negative modes of thinking with new ones. Okay. And that's why we do mantras and always make them in the present tense. Okay. Just to throw that out there. Cause like I said, I really noticed and felt like there was a lot going on with negative thinking and talking to yourself. Make sure you're never saying anything, to yourself that you wouldn't say to your best friend, because why would you treat yourself like shit when maybe it's because we don't realize the fact that our subconsciouses are listening, like, there's somebody under there. When you're talking to yourself, your mind just doesn't, your mind body just doesn't know, like, what is sarcasm or what is a joke or what is, not meant to be reality, but it just takes it. So do that inner child work, okay? And you will be where you want to go. You might already be talking to your person, seeing your person, and starting on this journey of doing, the work that you need to do. You're starting to maybe see some beneficials, feel like maybe you're starting to kind of play around with this self-control, and this whole idea, that we've been talking about. I don't think this is new to you, that, you have you need to claim your thoughts better and, do more positive thinking. You might have heard this before, felt this before, thought this before, but now we're going to take it into action. Okay. And we're going to do that inner child work. And not only we're going to do it once, we're going to keep doing it. We're going to attend it. We're going to check in on it. See, like, you do the work, but then you don't just leave it. You start to get these benefits, like, you have this great idea. And then you start to see how it brings you so much abundance every single day. And you just touch in, with the messengers and with the spirit guides, and touch in with yourself. All of this beautiful energy is just around you. And you, are having so much, what's the word I'm looking for? Not good luck, because you're having a lot of positive things happen, and seeing into the future how you can have even more of these positive things happen by this work that you're doing. So stay the course, stay the course, stay the course. Like I said, revisit it. It can be, you could think about it as a daily chore or a daily battle, but I wouldn't try to put that kind of negative, if you do, it's a training court battle. It's not like it's a pretend battle, because you don't want to be taking it super seriously, like in that way, and giving it that type of energy, but it's a dance. It's more of like a kung fu, like, choreographed thing where of course nobody's going to get hurt. You're just doing the motions to flex the muscles to make sure that your muscle memory retains it and all of this stuff. And that's the same thing, you know, when you go in and do the inner child work, revisit your inner child, transmute feelings, think of things in a higher way, because when we experience these things that happen to us, we've all got some sort of trauma, whether it's slight or, you know, so deep and crazy. You know, we've all got some sort of traumas, and we've all got some sort of wrong teachings that were taught to us. That's what I mean by this inner child work. Some people may not see it as trauma, and that's why they've never done the inner child work before. A lot of people who've done the inner child work are the people who have the deeper trauma and who had to work with the inner child before already. And that's why I relate to this so much and the teachings that Sophia is going through, because I know that they work. I already been doing that side of the work for a really long time because, like I said, I had to. So I know that when you do the work, you will start to see all of these benefits in so many different areas. You'll feel like, oh, what a relief. Like finally, you know, things are making sense. Like I can see clearly. You know, I know where I'm going. I'm chilling. I'm at peace with my past. I can see forever. Like I can see things that are going to happen. I maybe get some powers here, you know, some clairvoyancy, some psychicness, some working with the tarot, working with body work, you know, whatever, and getting to a point where you can finally say, hey, we've actually done something. This is a good twin flame card. I feel like with this is just telling me, because this is even more like we're almost to the last pull of the reading, and so this is definitely what is coming and what is what you're maybe going through in the first half of this week a little bit more. So this is very clear to do your inner child work this week. Just put this week on your calendar as a week where you are focusing on that and revisiting it. Like I said, don't just do it once here at the beginning of the week or whatever. This is something that, you know, and then after you're done working with it and doing the fluid movements with it, whenever you do it in the morning or at night or whatever, then you kind of maybe reflect at night and try to do some work on it in the morning if you have time, or in the daytime at lunch, even to watch a video or to hear. And remember, you can watch videos on your Venus sign. If you look up your Venus sign, just put the birthday and birth location, all that into something, and you can find out all this stuff. Your rising sign is good to watch. Your moon sign, if that's different. Mine's the same, but you know what I mean? So keep on, you know, expanding your knowledge, keep on expanding your powers, and it'll keep on expanding your action. I feel like there's going to be a lot happening this week, and it starts out from this planning and from this idea and from this mantra that the work that is going to happen, the work that you do as this inner child work and this shadow work and stuff, and that you show up, if you do it every single day, you're going to have some freaking quick results, guys. Okay, look at this. I always feel like I'm holding them up backwards, but there we go. It's going to start off as a plan, and then when you step forward into kind of this this action, and when you take the first steps to do the work like I've talked about, you're going to be moving very, very quickly. Okay, this horse is at a nice steady pace. Like there's almost like one horse that is going faster than this horse, and you know, very ready for action. You know, we're getting somewhere. Things are happening as a result. Things will be happening this week, I'm telling you guys, and it's going to have to do with your twin flame, and you may be hitting a little milestone. You know, it's not like, okay, we're going to get married and have everything figured out this week. No, but life is about the sweet moments. Life is about the everyday moments. You know, stop always waiting for other things. If you're the person who's on here, you're probably the divine feminine that is, you know, wanting to know like what is going on with your twin flame. Like if you're here, you're probably the spiritual side of the twin flame, and it's up to you, you know, to set like these intentions and to make this stuff happen and to do that work. When you do the work, guess what? Because your twin flame is so connected to you, your twin flame is going to be also making steps forward. And that is why there's going to be such quick results here. Okay, this is actionable stuff. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Again, don't expect to have every single thing figured out. You know, you may go on a little picnic. You may meet up, you know, at the park or something. Like I would say, if you can, you know, get outside in the sunlight together, you know, do something fun, and keep it a little bit lighthearted. Just kind of, that's where the energy's at. Like, just take a break from all of the negativity that you've been through. And when you create new, you know, try out new things. A lot of us have like beautiful parks and recreations around us that we don't even use and that we don't even know about. So check that stuff out and keep on showing up and keep on doing the work and follow through with it. And you're going to feel like those everyday emotions that you were going through, maybe at the beginning of the week, by the end of the week, you know, you're already rising above them. You're already seeing them in a whole new light. You're going to make some real freaking progress. And this one, remember all of these back in our energies back here, we had all of these more negative. We have so many thoughts that were piling up. They weren't even negative. You just had too much going on in your head or whatever. It's already getting better. You're getting control of it, and you're just feeling so comfortable. You'll get to that point, like that next plateau. Like, just keep on climbing and keep on making tangible steps, tangible daily work on this twin flame stuff, you guys. This is not something you just learn. And the cool thing is when you get passionate about something, it doesn't seem like work. It doesn't feel like, oh, I have to do this every day. It's just like, this is my life now. This is how I live my life. You know, I consult tarot cards. I, you know, do videos. I know what's coming. I know, you know, I'm in tune. It's just the beauty of everything. Just once you get to that point, it's like, oh, okay, you know, we may have little things that happen. You may get in points where you're going to have to carry a lot and you're not going to be able to look at it, but you will be seeing it. You're still going to have to be humble. You know, you're not going to know everything, but what you're going to have control of is yourself. And once you have control of yourself, all this other stuff can come and go, and it's not even going to matter. It'll still be there, but the way you react to it will just smooth it over. See how smooth this coin is? You're just going to be able to just toss it aside. Like one, you know, you're just going to have so much more control once you get a little bit deeper and do a little bit more work. I feel like you have been doing work, and I feel like, again, maybe your work was more on, you know, the thoughts and everything. And like I said, being gentle with yourself and with others. But I really feel like once we do a little bit of work, we're going to feel just so, and a lot of it is, you know, along with the inner child work, don't forget your shadow work. Whenever you are always, if you're judging other people, you always want to take a tally of those, count those up. Look how many there are. Like, we have a lot of judgments going out here, and those are good. Don't think, oh, I'm a bad person. You know, again, be gentle with your own thoughts and what you're thinking. And you don't have to necessarily discount any of these. These are tools. Okay, this is why we're so gentle, because we know that we are fools. You had the Fool card over here on the side too. Like, as an overall energy card, we are in humility. We are in a state of humility because we know that these have to do with us. Our judgments on others have to do with us. So we know that that's why when you judge others, you know, you're setting the scale for your own self and how, you know, you're going to be dealt with and you're going to be judged. And a lot of people see it that way. You know what I mean? It's kind of, it's just the energies in the way of karma and everything. So that's why when you take flight into this new sort of mentality where you are going to be gentle with yourself and you are going to be open and receiving and doing the releasing and the shadow work and paying attention to what you're judging other people on. And again, seeing how we are drawing this. Is this a belief system that you need to go into the inner child about? Or is this just a judgment that you have, that you're making, that you feel about yourself, that you're projecting? Or an expectation about the universe that you are projecting? It could be about you. You want to flip it around in 4 ways, you know, whatever it is. Any single judgment you take, oh, this person is this way. You know, then you say, how am I that way? How is she not that way? How am I not that way? So you've got your original reality. You've flipped around on you. You've got it flipped around in the positives and the negatives and all of that. And that's a way that you can use. It's like a little tool in your pocket that is like a gift from the universe, from God, saying, here, figure stuff out, rise to the next level, you know. And So it all starts with these baby steps and getting control of yourself, getting control of your thoughts, which will change your emotions, which will change your life. And those are the gifts. Like once you're on the right pathway, you won't even be asking for anything else because you will just be in so much gratitude, usually. Not at all times, because like I said, there's always the next level and the next step that you get to. And I feel like Capricorn, you've been doing a lot of work and you really deserve to kind of have those moments that you are really, what's the word, celebrating the little things. Celebrate those little milestones, whether it's together or by yourself, you know, like celebrate every little first spark of change that you see in life. Focus on that. Focus on what you want, because what you focus on flourishes and it will multiply, especially with how much energy you're putting into it. And energy is passion. So it's not just about how much time you're thinking about something or trying to visualize it on just a visual level. You know, you want your union with your person, trying to visualize it. No, you got to feel it. You got to move it to the next level. And when you start to have any progress, start to celebrate, reach out, you know, like enjoy life. You know what I mean? We are not here to be judging ourselves for just being judgy, and like just not doing the work will keep you in this stage where you're not getting what you want. But if you want everything your heart's desires, it's right there. Like, you've done enough work. You could turn this all around very easily just by doing a little bit more work. So keep going, Capricorn. Okay, thanks so much for watching. Take care. I will talk to you guys real soon. Be blessed.